Today, we've got a really specific mission. We're cutting straight through all the hype, the noise in NFT gaming. You sent over these, well, pretty detailed blueprints for one ecosystem, Deputy Dawgs or D-Dogs. So we're going to really dig in and figure out what kind of strategic engine they're building, how they plan to actually lead in this space.
Yeah, and these sources, they're not just marketing fluff. They lay out a whole engineered strategy. It's very clearly focused on hitting those three big pain points we always see in Web3 gaming, right? Transaction costs huge, user experience often terrible, and just finding good, diverse content, that's hard too. So our job really is to peel back the layers, see the specific methods D-Dogs is using to try and become, well, more than just another player, a leader, potentially.
That's the word, leader. Okay, so it looks like it rests on three main pillars, foundations, whatever you want to call them. We should probably tackle each one. We can start with the core team, their whole development approach. They call it expert-driven development in this cultural angle. Then move to how they plan to grow, the partnerships, how they get developers excited, and finally, the tech side, the bridging blockchains thing, minimizing fees. That sounds critical. Okay, let's jump in. Start at the beginning.
Okay, pillar one, the core strategy. So looking at the team, the people actually building this, it's strategically interesting. It's more than just blockchain experts. The sources specifically mention expert-driven development, right? And they leverage a global team, but critically, it includes industry veterans from Southeast Asia.
Hold on a sec. Why call out Southeast Asia specifically? Why is that bit important, not just global veterans?
Because that's a very deliberate choice, strategically. Southeast Asia, as you probably know, it's really the global hotspot for play-to-earn adoption and mobile gaming expertise. These veterans, they understand scale. They get the user expectations for mass adoption, especially mobile first, maybe better than someone focused only on, say, Western PC markets. So bringing them in signals they're serious about building for a massive, high-frequency user base from day one, mobile-friendly.
Okay, that makes sense. A clear strategic edge there. And that regional knowledge probably feeds into the next part too, the cultural and artistic integration. Sounds like the NFT art isn't just about looking good, it's part of the strategy for asset value.
Absolutely, it's baked in. They have in-house artists designing NFTs that blend, modern digital art with specific cultural elements. The goal they state is making assets culturally rich and visually appealing. It's not just random cool pictures. It's about giving them a unique identity, something people might connect with more deeply, want to collect. Moving beyond generic tokens, building value through cultural resonance.
But, okay, you can have the most culturally resonant art ever, but if the tech underneath is shaky, if the game lags or minting fails when lots of people jump in, what's the plan for the actual infrastructure, the nuts and bolts?
Right, that's where technical excellence and back-end development comes in. The sources are really clear here. They need a secure back-end, and it has to scale big time. Think of it like the plumbing, or maybe a highway interchange. For high-volume NFTs, lots of in-game actions, especially if they hit that global audience, you need a system that can handle peak loads without grinding to a halt or costing a fortune in delays. It's the invisible engine keeping things smooth.
So invisible engine in the back, and then the part everyone sees, user-centric front-end design. If that's clunky or confusing, people won't stay. Doesn't matter how good the back end is.
Precisely. The strategy really emphasizes intuitive, engaging interfaces. And crucially, they commit to incorporating feedback from a diverse user base, not just their early adopters. That's key for global reach, right?
Yeah.
Thinking about different languages, different devices, maybe even varying internet quality, making it accessible.
Okay, so pillar one sets the stage. Expert team, specific regional know-how, scalable tech, user-friendly face. But one team can't build everything. You need content creators. This leads us to pillar two. How do you actually fill this ecosystem with games and experiences? This enhanced collaborations and developer incentives piece sounds vital.
Yeah, they definitely know content is king.
Yeah.
And you can't build it all yourself if you want scale. So the strategy calls for extended gaming partnerships. They're talking to both indie devs, for innovation, maybe quicker releases, and bigger established studios. Those bring credibility, maybe more polished games. It's about casting a wide net, aiming for a varied portfolio. Something for everyone, globally.
But hang on, every platform promises partnerships. What makes this attractive to a developer? Why build on D-Dogs instead of, somewhere bigger or more established? What's the real hook? What risk are they taking here?
Good question. It seems to boil down to a couple of things, starting with innovative revenue sharing models. They're apparently being quite transparent, offering developers a slice of the key revenue streams, microtransactions, subscriptions, even special event fees. The risk they take is giving away potentially a bigger piece of the pie early on. They're betting that this attracts more developers faster, which grows the whole platform, trading immediate profit for speed and loyalty.
Okay, that makes the incentive clearer. And then to stop it feeling like just a collection of random games, they're pushing for exclusive content creation.
Yes, this is about rewarding players who commit to their ecosystem. Things like unique in-game events you can only join there, or special edition NFTs tied to the platform. That's really important for keeping people engaged long-term. If you know the cool stuff, unique value, is only inside the D-Dawgs world, it makes it a destination, not just another app store.
Right. And what about the smaller devs? The ones who are great at making games but maybe aren't Web3 wizards? Sounds like they need support.
Absolutely. And that's the developer-friendly ecosystem part. They plan to offer tools, resources, make it easier to plug in a game or a token, seamless integration. But, and this is often overlooked, they also mention dedicated cross-promotion, helping market the games built on their platform. For a small indie studio getting featured across a whole ecosystem, that's huge exposure they probably couldn't get alone. So, tech help and marketing help.
Okay, now pillar 3. And honestly, for a lot of people listening, this is probably the make or break issue for Web3 gaming actually going mainstream. We've all been there, right?
Yep.
Trying a game and the fun just gets sucked out by the cost of doing anything, especially on networks like Ethereum, those gas fees. Ugh, death by 1,000 tiny cuts. It's a massive economic hurdle. So how is Deputy Dawgs claiming they can fix this?
This is definitely their big technical play. They're tackling that economic friction head-on with a specific bridging solution. The source material describes this bridge as acting kind of like a specialized virtual machine. Basically, a mechanism that lets transactions happen efficiently and, this is the key part, cost-effectively between different blockchains.
Okay, virtual machine. That sounds pretty technical. Can you break that down? What does that actually do for a player? How is it different from just, say, a standard layer 2?
Right, okay. Think of the main public blockchain, like Ethereum, as a really busy highway. Lots of lanes, usually reliable, but often jammed. And the tolls, the gas fees are high because of the traffic. This bridge, this virtual machine thing they're building, it's more like a dedicated high-speed train line just for their game transactions. It essentially bypasses that main highway congestion for certain activities. It lets assets move and communication happen between chains without getting stuck in the usual traffic jams and paying those high tolls of the original network. It's their custom-built track for speed and low cost.
Got it. That's a clearer picture. So the main benefit for the user, the player, is directly tied to avoiding those fees.
Exactly. That's the whole point. By using this bridge, they are aiming to basically eliminate transaction fees for the common, frequent stuff you do inside the game. You know, buying a small item, upgrading something, maybe a quick battle, things you do constantly. Removing that cost, it's huge. It lowers the barrier to entry, makes just playing the game smoother, less annoying. Nobody wants to pay, like, $2 in fees to move a 10-cent digital sword, right?
Totally kills the fun. But wait, the network needs to be maintained. Someone has to pay for the computation, the security. They can't just make everything free forever, can they? How does the system sustain itself if all the common actions are free?
Right, good point. It's not all free. This is where the strategic fee implementation comes in.
Yep.
It's about balance. So while the day-to-day in-game stuff is free, they will apply transaction fees, but strategically. Only on major actions where value is actually being pulled out of the ecosystem. The source gives a really specific example. Fees kick in only upon token withdrawal post-victory.
Ah, okay. So only charge when the player has actually achieved something, won something, and is cashing out, taking real value off the platform.
That seems to be the core idea, yes. It feels fairer, right? The platform gets paid when it has successfully helped a user generate value that's leaving the internal economy. Not when users are just, playing and interacting within the game world itself. It aligns the platform's income with the player's success.
Okay, let's try and wrap this up then. We've gone through the sources, looked at the strategy from different angles. It seems like it boils down to these 3 integrated pillars. 1, expert execution, leaning on that specific regional insight from Southeast Asia, plus the cultural integration. 2, strong collaboration, incentivizing developers to build content quickly. And 3, maybe the most crucial, that technical innovation, the bridge, the virtual machine idea, to slash those Web3 transaction costs for everyday players.
Yeah, it's a very deliberate, measured approach, it seems.
Yeah.
They're trying to move past just promises. They're attempting to build something, comprehensive, culturally distinct, technologically advanced, and really designed with global scale and keeping users playing in mind.
Yeah.
Tackling the fee problem directly and using that specific regional P2E expertise. It looks like a framework designed to potentially capture that next big wave of Web3 gamers.
Which leaves us with a final thought, something for you, the listener, to chew on as you watch D-Dawgs maybe unfold. This strategy really pushes this balance, appeal to a global audience, yet lean heavily on specific cultural integration, particularly tied to Southeast Asia as a key differentiator, especially for the NFTs. So the question is, does that deep cultural niche become a limiting factor for truly global appeal? Or is that specific identity exactly the strength needed to stand out from, the hundreds of other generic platforms popping up? Something to mull over. Thanks for joining us.